Fact 1. Atlanta is closer to Canada than Miami. It sounds impossible, but grab a map and you'll see it's true. From Atlanta to southern Florida, you're looking at roughly 595 miles. But from Atlanta straight north to southern Canada, just about 581 miles, which means, technically, Canada is your closer neighbor. Fact 2. France shares its longest border with Brazil. Sounds strange, right? But here's the twist. French Guiana, sitting on the northeast coast of South America, is not a separate country. It's actually an overseas region of France, and its border with Brazil runs for about 450 miles, which makes it longer than any border France shares in Europe. Fact 3. Greenland is almost exactly the size of Saudi Arabia. On most maps, Greenland looks absolutely massive, like it could swallow Saudi Arabia whole. But in reality, it's almost the same size. Greenland is about 98% the land area of Saudi Arabia. The only reason it looks so huge on maps is the way the Mercator projection stretches things near the poles. Fact 4. Bolivia is home to the world's largest salt flat. It's called the Salar de Uyuni, and it's absolutely massive, so big and so flat that it covers over 4,000 square miles. Its surface is insanely reflective, especially after rain, turning it into what looks like the world's largest mirror. In fact, NASA has used it to calibrate satellites. Fact 5. The Panama Canal runs in the weird direction. Most people picture ships going straight west from the Atlantic to the Pacific, but Panama's shape flips that idea upside down. The country is kind of S-shaped and tilted, so ships actually travel southeast through the canal. And the western end of the canal is actually east of its eastern end. Fact 6. Texas is way larger than you think. From its farthest western tip to its farthest eastern edge, Texas stretches about 801 miles. Areas in red are closer to somewhere in Texas than the opposite sides of Texas are to each other. Fact 7. There are more Americans living north of Canada's southernmost point than total Canadians. This is the 49th parallel, the straight line on the map that forms most of the US-Canada border. But about 70% of the Canadians live south of this line across this area of the country highlighted in red. Canada's southernmost geographic point on Middle Island in Lake Erie is so far south that it's further south than the majority of 16 entire US states, ranging from Massachusetts to Oregon. As a result, there's actually more Americans who live north of Canada's southernmost point than Canadians do. Fact 8. The United States and Australia are half a planet away. But if we bring them closer, we'll see that the west coast of Australia almost perfectly fits together with the east coast of the United States. Fact 9. Finland has a lake shaped like Finland. It's called Lake Niitykinen, and from above, it looks almost exactly like the outline of the country itself. The crazy part? Most Finns have never even seen it in person because it's actually a pretty small and remote lake. It's like Finland has its own little mini-me hidden in the woods. Fact 10. Point Roberts, the American town trapped in Canada. Back in the 1800s, the US and Britain signed the Oregon Treaty, setting the border along the 49th parallel. Sounds simple, until you notice a tiny peninsula that dips just south of that line. That sliver became Point Roberts, a town technically in Washington state, but surrounded by Canada on land and water on 3 sides. There's no high school there, so kids have to cross the border twice every day just to attend class in mainland America. And even something simple like ordering pizza gets complicated. American shops won't deliver because it's too far, and Canadian shops won't deliver because it's a different country.